Good morning and a warm welcome to your show, Sunny Mornings in San Diego. I'm your host, Melissa, and it's Wednesday, May 27th. You'll be interested to know. 89 years ago, today, in 1937, the Golden Gate Bridge opened with fanfare, linking San Francisco and Marin County by a graceful suspension span that captured imaginations nationwide. The structure became an enduring achievement in coastal engineering and a celebrated icon boosting transportation, trade, and civic pride along the Pacific coast. So now you know. And now, it's time for the Surf Report. Wednesday at Tourmaline. This morning it's looking fair with waves around 2 to 3 feet. Conditions stay consistent through the morning before bumping up to 2 to 3 plus feet by late morning. Winds are sideshore at 3 miles per hour, shifting onshore by 9 a.m. and increasing to 10 miles per hour by 2 p.m. Best time to ride is at 7 a.m. with a 0-foot outgoing low tide, when the west-northwest swell is 2 feet at 12 seconds and the sideshore wind is 4 miles per hour. The first high tide on Wednesday will be 3.5 feet at 8 a.m., followed by a 1.5-foot low tide just before 1. The nearshore buoy at Mission Bay West reads 66 degrees for the water temperature. Expect 2 to 3 feet of clean surf on Thursday, with light winds creating fair conditions early on. Friday sees a rise to 3 plus feet, maintaining clean conditions in the morning before winds shift and create chop later. Saturday begins with 3 plus feet, but deteriorates into choppy conditions as winds increase, making it the least favorable day of the period. This morning, it's patchy drizzle, and it feels like 60 degrees with 5 mile per hour wind. The sunset will take place at 7:48, and it will rise again tomorrow at 5:45. It looks like we're in for some patchy drizzle before 11 a.m., followed by mostly cloudy skies with a high near 66 and a light southwest breeze around 8 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20. If you're inland, it will hit a high of 66. Tonight, expect more patchy drizzle after 2 a.m. with mostly cloudy skies, a low around 58, and calm winds around 5 miles per hour. Looking ahead in the weather. Thursday starts with patchy drizzle before 11 a.m., then turns mostly sunny with a high near 69 and west winds up to 10 miles per hour, gusting to 20. Friday and Saturday stay mostly sunny with highs near 70 and nights in the upper 50s. Then Sunday warms to near 73 with a low near 60. Bonjour, food enthusiasts. This podcast is brought to you by Versailles Cafe and Pastries in Encinitas. Nestled on El Camino Real South, just north of Encinitas Boulevard, this cafe is a haven for culinary delights. Indulge in their amazing Eggs Benedict or their gluten-free crepes. You can grab a panini for lunch or just breeze on through to get your morning coffee. They are open every day from 8 to 5. So stop on by and don't forget to tell them Sunny Morning sent you. In local news, Carlsbad police are enforcing new e-bike safety laws after a 60-day warning period ended over Memorial Day weekend. These regulations include age restrictions, helmet requirements, and penalties for unsafe riding, such as citations and confiscation of bikes for minors, posing substantial safety risks. The streets of Carlsbad Village were bustling with walkers, riders, and drivers as the rules took effect. Local visitor Ginny Amber noted that many people might not yet be aware of the new regulations. She believes enforcement will help educate riders, especially if their friends start discussing tickets. Police can impound illegal e-motorcycles, and all riders must be at least 12 years old. Minors under 18 are required to wear helmets, while all Class 3 e-bike riders must do the same. Parents can also face consequences for allowing their children to break these rules. E-bike riding is now banned at Poinsettia and Pine Avenue community parks, with new signs posted to inform the public. A resident mentioned the importance of these rules for keeping kids safe in crowded areas. Minors who violate the rules risk having their bikes confiscated until they complete a safety class and involve a parent. Ty Francis, a young e-bike rider, said penalties would likely deter kids from unsafe riding. While the focus remains on education, police confirmed that enforcement is now in full swing. Parents can find more information about the e-bike safety laws on the City of Carlsbad website. Now on to sports. Cubs' losing ways continued on Tuesday with a blowout loss to the Pirates. The Pirates scored 5 runs in the first inning, going on to win 12-1, while the Cubs struggled with familiar issues. This marked the Cubs' 10th straight loss. During the streak, the offense has been painfully terrible, going 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Despite being above 500 at 29 wins and 26 losses, the Cubs have gone 2-14 since their second 10-game winning streak. They are now approaching dubious franchise history, tied for the 13th longest losing streak. On Wednesday, the Cubs send Jameson Talon to the hill against Bubba Chandler of the Pirates. In local sports, the Padres are in must-win territory this afternoon at Petco Park. After dropping the first 2 games of their series against Philadelphia, San Diego trails 0-2 and faces elimination from the 3-game set. Last night's 4-3 loss stung. The Padres managed a pair of solo homers and a 2-run shot from Manny Machado, but couldn't break through against Phillies pitcher Aaron Nola. Randy Vasquez took the loss for San Diego, and the team's now dropped 3 straight overall. Walker Buehler takes the mound this afternoon against the Phillies' Christopher Sanchez, with first pitch at 1:10. San Diego has been held to just 3 runs combined in the first 2 games, so run production is critical if they're going to stay alive. The Padres sit at 31-23 on the season, and every game matters in a competitive NL West. This is a win-or-go-home situation. They need to respond in front of the home crowd and force a deciding game tomorrow. The energy at Petco has to be different this afternoon if they're going to keep this series alive. In top news, NASA is already ordering landers, rovers, and drones for a sprawling moon base, less than 2 months after the Artemis 2's record-breaking lunar fly-around. The space agency outlined the first phase of its moon base plans on Tuesday, awarding hundreds of millions of dollars in contracts to 4 U.S. companies. Jeff Bezos Blue Origin will provide a pair of landers to deliver moon buggies to the lunar surface. NASA is targeting Artemis II for mid-2027, with a landing by 2 astronauts following as soon as 2028. The goal of the moon base is to encourage a lunar economy while conducting scientific research. NASA is expected to invest approximately $20 billion over the next 7 years into the moon base mission. In business news, China's industrial profits surged by 24.7% in April from a year earlier, according to official data released Wednesday. This increase marked the fastest growth since November 2023. For the first 4 months of the year, industrial profits rose 18.2%. The computing and electronics equipment manufacturing sector saw earnings more than double from a year ago. However, profit declines in furniture manufacturing steepened to 54.4%. Hao Zhou, head of research at Guotai Junan International, noted that profit gains are concentrated in upstream and high-tech sectors. Exports climbed 14.1% in April from a year ago in U.S. dollar terms. In crypto movement, Bitcoin is down 1% to about $76,000. Ethereum is down 1% to $2,000. And XRP is down 1% to $1.33. Moving on to a more local vibe. In our community spotlight on health and wellness, we are working with a national Pilates studio to bring you some free classes, so listen up. Check out Club Pilates, with several locations in the San Diego area. Pilates presents a comprehensive wellness approach, cultivating strength, reducing tension, and elevating mental well-being. Scientific research affirms its benefits. So now you can check out Club Pilates for a free class, with locations in Encinitas, Solana Beach, Oceanside, La Jolla, and more. Just be sure to tell them Sunny Morning sent you by. And now, back to the show. Let's talk tech. DuckDuckGo installs are up 30% as users reject being force-fed Google's artificial intelligence search. After Google's recent overhaul, many are switching to DuckDuckGo for the option to opt out of AI. During Google's annual developer conference, they announced a shift from traditional links to an AI agent that answers queries, raising concerns about the open web. DuckDuckGo reported U.S. app installs increased 18.1% week over week, peaking at 30.5% on May 25th. The trend continues with DuckDuckGo gaining users over the Memorial Day weekend. DuckDuckGo emphasizes user privacy and choice, stating, "Not only do we respect user choice, but also user privacy." And in entertainment news, Javier Bardem arranged for a private screening of Martin Scorsese's Cape Fear and asked for Robert De Niro's blessing. Amy Adams shares her admiration for Jessica Lange in the same film. Patrick Wilson explains why Nick Nolte was one of those top guys who inspired him to act. Now Bardem, Adams, and Wilson are headlining Nick Antosca's 10-episode adaptation for Apple TV. Bardem portrays Max Cady, the character previously embodied by De Niro, who earned an Oscar nomination. Bardem describes his rewatch of the movie as a spiritual experience, asking for De Niro's blessing. Wilson cites Nolte as a primary inspiration, admiring his raw and commanding performances. Cape Fear premieres on June 5th on Apple TV. Well, alrighty folks, it's time for the quote of the day. And today, our quote comes from the American author and motivational speaker, Dennis Waitley. And he said, "Success is almost totally dependent upon drive and persistence. The extra energy required to make another effort or try another approach is the secret of winning." And that's a wrap for this morning. You can check out our Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for some captivating aerial videos with local news and the surf reports. Have an amazing day, my good friends. We'll see you tomorrow with another episode of Sunny Mornings in San Diego.